time is of the essence. So ideally, if we have any indications, we'd want to let mom know ahead of time, talk with her about what to expect, let her know we'll be doing maneuvers, how they'll work. We want to make sure that her bladder's drained. So as she was coming down, we should have just removed the catheter or checked to see if she's urinated anytime frequently. Having the bladder drained will help a lot because we're trying to make more space in the pelvis. So having a drained bladder would be great. Hey, this is shoulder dystocia. Again, here's my mother. These are her legs. This is the pelvis bony part. This is my baby's head. These are the arms and shoulders. This right here is the bed broken down, and that's the edge of the bed. So a couple of things, just to recap, or things that we would be looking for are babies that are estimated large, history of macrosomia, history of shoulder dystocia, mom that's a GDM or had high glucose screenings that were concerning or got our attention. If this is a precipitous delivery or if it's a prolonged second stage, can be indication. Some of the things that we might see is the head turtling, which is when the face is all smushed and trying to pop back in because it's obviously being yanked back or can't quite get out with the maternal push. So one of the midwifery pearls is to allow time with the next contraction for normal restitution. Sometimes baby will be able to do it if we aren't rushing. Allow the patient to push the infant out of the vagina unassisted. Sometimes that can reduce. The next, very first thing we can do is call shoulder dystocia. Let the patient know that the baby's shoulders are stuck and we're going to do some maneuvers to help free those shoulders and get the baby out and assist her. Shell represents the edge of the bed. I broke down the bed. This is our baby coming through the pelvis on the side. The green is the arms, shoulders. So we have a shoulder dystocia. McRoberts is the first move, the ACOG recommends, and it's taking the woman's legs, and I tried to bend them. I also wanted them to look like legs that were being used. And as we tilt her, laying her bed flat, so that's our flat right there. We tilt her head back and pull her legs back, her knees all the way up to her chest. It's going to tilt her pelvis, which will pop it over the top of the shoulder. So a mechanism of that action. If by chance that the shoulder, gravity is squishing down doesn't come through, we've got McRoberts clear back here, and and her legs are to her chest, I could have a nurse. This is our back right here. This is the front of the arms. We know that we need to collapse the two arms together, so I would have a nurse push from this angle. Oops, this is not working well. To push down that shoulder towards the pelvis, trying to push it down and under the suprapubic bone right here. And so that would help. Still in the McRoberts, suprapubic pressure, which is technically called Rubens 1, pushing down and towards the other shoulder as the head comes out. So that's number one. So McRoberts may not work with suprapubic pressure, so I'm going to bring to another side. So we've tried suprapubic pressure, we've tried McRoberts, her legs are still clear back here, opening, trying to get that pelvis to rock over the top of the shoulder, and I can't get it through. Oops. So in theory, I'm going to reach down. I'm going to reach, for demonstrations purposes, going to reach behind and try to push this arm. Gosh, this is retarded. This was not a good idea. To pull this arm by putting pressure right back here on the back of the arm, the posterior aspect of the arm, of the upper arm, of the, what do we call that? The humerus, and trying to push it through. So it would be my finger like this. If it's not bent, I would need to push my hand and try to put pressure right here on the elbow and the antecubital fossa to try to make that arm bend, pushing on the tendon to bend it up, push that arm up and through. I gotta help it because it's sticking. Grasp this little hand right here and pull that arm through. So that would be the posterior arm of this baby. And the arm would come out, looking more like this. Then we can do gentle traction again, trying to bring baby down. Now, when I do traction, I want to keep its little head level. I don't want to go any more than 45-degree angles, but I'm trying not to yank the head down, but to keep it in line with that shoulder and neck and make it one unit coming down. Pinky's perineum, keeping it parallel, not yanking the head and the neck area. So, okay, so that is the posterior arm. I don't think it really has a fancy name. Okay, this is probably take 5,000 zillion times. So this one is going to be Rubens 2 with the wood screw, because let's say for some reason I can't get the posterior arm to come out. Maybe the anterior arm's in the way and I can't pull it out. I've tried and tried and I can't get it out. So something that I could try is, while they're doing suprapubic pressure, pushing down and under. Boy, I hope I didn't delete that other video. Pushing down and under to get that shoulder to come through. I could stick my hand in, start at the back, roll up, and I'm going to push on the posterior side of the shoulder, the anterior shoulder, and I'm going to be pushing it towards, as they're pushing down, to try to get that shoulder to ease through and come through the pelvis. That's Rubens 2. If that doesn't work, I could have one hand in here pushing towards the other arm, put my hand underneath, reach in, grab the posterior or the anterior aspect of this shoulder. So I've got my finger on the chest area, or the anterior part of the baby, on that shoulder, or what is that? I don't know, whatever, I can't think, it starts with an A. I'm going to be pushing that one posterior as this one is pushing anterior. And I'm basically trying to twist this baby over. If that doesn't work, I'm going to try the other direction, meaning that I'm going to flip my hands and put this one on top and this one on bottom and try to twist this way to see if maybe that will loosen it up. Then, let's get this paper out of the way. I could try again for that posterior arm if I haven't got baby out. So let's see. The next option is to flip over, which is Gaskins. There's mom. Now she's on her hands and knees. Here's her hands and knees. Here's her other leg. She's on her hands and knees. And sometimes just rolling over can dislodge and move baby, just as this has already happened. Again, can try lunging forward and seeing if that will help pull that pelvis over the shoulder. We can try again pushing down on the anterior shoulder. I can, Rubens 2, pushing that arm down to see if we can create space. Always I'm going to be using a lateral supportive in line with the body, trying to use that traction to stay. My goal is not to do this, to tweak the neck and the head. So again, try the posterior shoulder while in the hands and knees. Try wood screw. So I'm going to again grasp behind and top, try to twist, or try to twist the other way. If that doesn't work again, flip her back over. Can try the maneuvers one more time. The goal is I don't have more than 5 minutes from head coming out to shoulders being delivered. And if that doesn't work, I need to shove this baby back up and we need to run to the ER, and that's called Zanelli's maneuver. I'm never going to cut that pelvis because we're not going to have the tools in the room. And the goal is that's going to be last ditch effort to get this kid out.